Welcome to Breakdown, where I offer emerging artists my insights into some of the most frequently asked questions and pertinent topics facing the modern independent musician. I'm Scott Austin, CEO of Authentik Artists and former major label A&R Executive for Maverick, Warner Brothers, and Capitol Records. First, I'd like to thank everybody out there who sent me a message on Facebook, MySpace, or YouTube thanking me for the first 2 podcasts in the Breakdown series. This is valuable information that you guys need to know, and unfortunately, there are very few guys out there that are actually willing to share it with you. Thank you for your support, and I will continue to deliver great information to the best of my ability and as often as I possibly can. Alright, on to the good stuff. All you want to know is how do you become the next multi-platinum sensation? Well, let me tell you, that's going to be pretty tough. In an industry where record sales are declining year over year and consumers are increasingly choosing to pick singles over albums, you might have a tough time if hanging a plaque on your wall is your goal. If you want to be a career musician, and what do I mean by that? I mean a guy who doesn't have to work part-time to play shows after hours, then what you need to do is take advantage of all the great tools at all of our disposal right now using modern technology. What is this crazy technology I speak of? That's what you're wondering, right? Well, guess what? You use these things every single day. MySpace, Facebook, social network sites that can help you connect with your fans. They can host your music, they can host your videos, but most importantly, you've got to provide great content to build an audience where people will actually want to come back and know more about you and support your future endeavors. Have you ever heard the phrase, content is king? In the music industry, we've been kicking this phrase around for the past few years, trying to convince ourselves that if we have enough content, it'll make up for the loss in the overall revenue from record sales. Well, that equation's only half true. Content is very important, but quality content is king. Do you ever ask yourself, why am I a musician? Why am I struggling? Why am I hustling across the country if there's so much doom and gloom and all that jet-setting rock star lifestyle's gone? Well, it's not totally gone. But I think, again, the definition of what a rock star is, the definition of what a career is, has changed tremendously. You have the ability to use these promotional platforms, the social network sites, whether it's MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the ones we know and use every single day in our personal lives. You have the ability to use those at no cost to you for your marketing for your music. Isn't this genius? This is great. You don't have to spend any money. You get to use someone else's program to go promote your band. Now that is awesome. Another thing you need to prevent yourself from doing is falling into the trap of worrying about what other bands are doing or how your band sounds better than that band on the radio. You know what? No one cares. The only thing you're doing is convincing yourself that you're not good enough to be on the radio. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me on this. For years I've heard artists compare themselves and say, we're better than those guys, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, those guys got themselves on the radio. Very few people get lucky breaks. This is about hard work, this is about commitment, and this is about believing in your art and your music. Stop making excuses. If I have to hear one more band talk about how they can't record their songs on GarageBand, they've got to go into a big studio because they've got this sound that's so epic that's never been heard before, guess what? It can all be faked with Pro Tools. It can all be faked with plugins, GarageBand, whatever. Write great songs, guys. Don't worry about how big and epic the production is. Yeah, production matters. Sure, mixes are important, but you know what? A great song will beat all those things hands down. You can have a terrible song with the best producer and the best mixer. It's a terrible song that sounds a little bit better, a little bit glossier. I want a great song. My friend Tom, Plain White Tees, you wrote a song called Hey There Delilah, and it was a master hit. It was a perfect pop song, and it was Grammy nominated. That is what I'm talking about, guys. Acoustic guitar and vocal. Keep it simple, get it right, write great songs, get in your car and get out there and tour, and stop making excuses. No one cares, and no one wants to hear it anymore. This is a time when you're being passed up on the freeway by 10 other bands with trailers on their way to the next gig. Sure, they're hustling. Sure, gas is going back up again. But you know what? You can sit at home, you can watch these videos, and thank you, by the way, for watching them. I love the view count. But more importantly, you need to be serious about your career. No one else is going to be. I'm not going to get interested in you. My friends at the major labels aren't going to get interested in you. A producer's not going to care. The fans aren't going to care. The most important people in the entire chain. Get inspired, get motivated, get out there, and go make a difference.